All right, welcome to another episode of Getting Real in the Field with Keck Tay and JP Llewellyn. This is the show where we talk about why you need to spend more time in the field and less time in front of your computer with tips, tricks, tactics, and all things lead generation and follow up. Keck, what's going on, man?
Whew. Wednesday night, hanging out with you, talking about lead gen.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because, this is the stuff, the things that drive our business each
That's
and
right.
every day in order to achieve the life of our dreams, right? Because we all feel like real estate and real estate technology is the thing that gets us to the point where we can, continue to, grow our businesses,
Yep.
get more clients, even exit the business if we grow a large team, just really cool stuff. And it all starts with follow up and lead generation, right?
Yep, for sure, man. So here's the topic for tonight. Like, we've been on this thread of like really talking about how do we do lead gen for free, right? We talked last time about, fun stuff like door knocking, cold calling, getting involved with the community. So those are some good ideas. Now let's get to my area of interest too, right? And just geeking out here a little bit. Social media,
Oh, 100%.
Facebook and all that. It could be free, it could be paid, but yeah. Now you are super experienced in this area, man. So tell us and share with us your thoughts on it.
Okay, so my thought is one is that just social media in and of itself is not going to get you the result, right? So you really
Yep.
have to come up with a plan. You got to have a business plan around your posting. And a lot of people that post, they're like, well, I post all the time. Yeah, but what is your message, right? You got to have a message around the things that you're posting because, and what we've always been told is you need to have a little bit of mix of a little bit of personal, a little bit of business, and just a little bit of information, right? So that you're constantly providing value because your audience wants to know who you are. Are you a real person on social, or are you just like a fake social machine, right? And so we see that a lot, right? You see people like, I want to just be entertaining, right? When I do that on my Instagram, I just have like funny memes and stuff. And then I'll throw in a video every so often so that I can still provide some value for my audience. But I
Yep.
want to keep them engaged, right? So they're constantly liking the things that I'm doing and posting and commenting. And the algorithms, the social bots out there love that engagement because they want social media to be social. And so by continuing to be playing into the hands of the social bots, then you're going to get more engagement and they want to push your stuff to the top. And what's really funny right now is groups are really popular because
Yeah.
they see that they're getting the most engagement in groups, but you got to be strategic about it because it can suck up a lot of your time and keep you from actually being in the field doing the real things that we want to do, which is closing deals, writing offers, and and getting paid. So
Yep. Yeah.
that
It's that
that's the
balance.
thing. It's
It
that
is the
balance.
balance, right? I'll throw a couple. Like, you know, I think starting with the plan, what's your goal and the objective? This is my area that, I help with a lot of real estate agents as well too. So I always sit down and kind of figure out, okay, who's your target audience? What do you bring to the table as well too, right? What's unique? I will always hear from agents and, hey, I bring great service. I love people. I go the extra mile. So does thousands of other agents, and they say that all the time. So how do you differentiate yourselves, right? And it's got to be something I call a unique selling proposition, right? So what is it that makes you stand out among the other agents? Because guess what? The lead that you're talking to, they probably know 4 or 5 other agents, friends of friends, and so forth as well. So you got to make yourself stand out from that perspective. The other thing too, I think that when you're doing social media, and it can be free, like doing those postings on Instagram, I see you all the time, JP, like, being regular with it, right? Setting up the cadence and just getting there and putting out, posts on a regular cadence. Don't do it like I put one post this month and I go crazy every single day. And then you just go quiet for a whole couple months. And then it's like, then you pop up again. It doesn't work that way, right?
Right. Yep.
Like you said, the algorithm doesn't pick up on that kind of stuff. It's got to be regular cadence with it.
Yep. Another way to say it is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency over time breeds results.
Yep.
And so, and that's just a saying that I've been saying since I started my real estate team is that whatever you're going to do, you got to commit, because if you don't commit to it, then it's just like this weird randomness, and randomness doesn't work, because what you're doing on social is like an advertisement. And the frequency that you get in front of your audience, the more they're going to say, okay, this guy's actually legit. Like he's got something to actually like provide, other than it's just, oh, it's just a fad. It'll go away like the mullet, and so, which is now back again, which is so weird. That's just a point of contention for me. It never really was popular then. It was just weird then. And now it's even weirder now, because you've got like really modern haircuts and stuff now. And then you see a random dude at the gym with a mullet and a Halvesy t-shirt. And you're just like, what is going on right now? This is just weird and kind of gross, actually. Right? And so I actually saw a guy at the gym wearing an Esprit shirt. And I thought, what just happened here? So, but anyways, yeah, actually there was another guy there wearing a Halvesy shirt and a Justin Bieber haircut, and I thought I was confused.
What gym are you going to?
I don't, dude. I won't name any names. Gold's Gym. That's the thing with social, though, right? Is that you've got to do it so much that when someone thinks of real estate, that they think of you, and so when you're trying to have some sort of influence, they don't want to see you do it 1 or 2 times. They want to know that you're in it for the long haul, because if they're going to recommend their friends, family, relatives to you, they want to know you're going to be in the business. And so your social media is kind of just a reflection of your work ethic and so your consistency. And so that's why, like, you can leverage that through, hiring someone to do that job for you.
Yep. We do that all the time.
But you still want it to be you. So you can do that through, video is really the next, that's the audio. But the thing that's the trick is that your video has to have good audio. So there's this like balance between video's the new audio, but your audio can't suck or your video sucks. So if you're going to get into podcasting, and this is something that's very good, because people can just listen to what you have to deliver, as well as they can also watch it when they want a more connection to the content. And so that's what's really interesting about podcasting, is that it's this long form, like it's your own personal radio show, and you can brand it however you want to.
Absolutely.
And that's what's really good, because you can also turn, and I think Gary V calls it, what was that book? He Crushing It, the book Crushing It. He talks about repurposing content. And it's all about taking little snippets of a podcast and turning it into an Instagram post, or turning it into, Instagram. It was Instagram Reels and Google Shorts, the YouTube Shorts, and just really being everywhere. Grant Cardone calls it omnipresence, and wherever things are happening and where things are popular, you want to be there as well. Turning little dumb stuff into TikTok videos and everything else. So
one thing I will also add to this, so that people don't get scared when they're listening to this, because I hear from a lot of agents that's like, I hate putting myself on video. I hate putting myself on podcasts and so forth, right? Hey, it's okay, because, like, you have to get over it. But the one thing that I would say, and that is effective, is keeping it real as well and being authentic. If you don't, and it's too scripted, or you're trying to make it look perfect, you know what, then it loses that authenticity out of it. And so that's something that you don't have to spend a lot of time or a lot of effort, but just getting out there and just doing it. Just do it, like Nike says.
100%. And the more non-scripted and authentic yourself you are, the better the video performs. Because they actually don't even care that, for women especially, like they don't want you to get all dolled up and stuff for video and all this stuff, because then it just looks fake and the content may not be authentic. You might be trying too hard and it comes out in the video. And so, like, I remember there was a gal who was she's like, this is my first video, and she's kind of like moseying up to the camera and she slip and falls, right? And she just gets up and kind of laughs it off, and it was just all like ad lib and everything, and it went viral. It was pretty wild. Like, so it's that stuff where you're like, oh, well, they can be vulnerable, they can be authentic,
Yes.
and they're just a real person. They just so happen to be in front of a camera at the moment.
And you can be as goofy like us. Like, we are not scripting this
Nope.
at all, right? You're hearing it real from us. And the best thing about this is that if you keep it real, it's authentic, people like that. And, and just do it regularly. And it's free.
It is. And podcasting, believe it or not, is free unless you hire someone to like produce the videos, put the intros and outros and stuff in and all that music behind all that stuff, which is kind of good. But the basic content of it is all, authentic and unscripted. However, we do like to see intros and outros because you got to have your call to action and things like that as a part of your delivery. And so if you've made it this far into our podcast, then you have heard the content in the delivery, and that you're going to implement the things you're hearing in this podcast too. So one thing that I did realize early on, though, is what's a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, like, it's just painful hearing some of the audio on some of these. And so I invested in a really nice microphone.
I see that. Fancy.
And this is a Shure SM78, and it runs about $500.
Whew.
But here's the deal. Like, I was in the music industry before I got into podcasting. I was in a band for 7 years and traveled around the state. We did a lot of weddings and special events.
Holy mackerel.
Like that. And so one of the things that really annoyed me was, and a lot of our listeners could probably attest to this, is there's nothing more annoying than a guy's doing just like amazing on the guitar and everything sounds really great. And then he gets it on the microphone. He's got a crappy mic and you can't hear the words. And it happens so often, especially with live music. And it's an SM, I don't remember what it's called. It's Shure made these old school microphones, these silver, old school ones you see all the time. I think it's a SM 68, I think it is. But it's what they even used in the 70s. Like, that microphone has been around for so long, and a lot of people, they just gravitate to that. But there's better microphones out there now since then. But they don't realize, like, you got to get stuff that's works and it's compatible with the stuff that they're doing now, especially with a lot of the digital stuff. And so I just decided early on, I'm like, I'm just going to invest in a nice microphone. The rest of my setup is cheap. Like, I have a $200 little mixer that they don't even make anymore. And then it's all USB. It plugs right in. So you watch a video or just call us. We'll help you get your podcast stuff set up. It's super cheap, but don't lack on the audio piece. because it makes a world of difference when people can hear you and they don't have to like be distracted by the
Crackling.
crackling, or it sounds like you're in a tin can or in a real echoey room and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
totally worth it, even if you have to, sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace to get yourself a microphone, do it. It's worth it. Kids,
Okay.
I'm sure, have some crap that they need to sell.
But okay, so I'm going to add to what JP is saying, but actually, you know, a good microphone I have is like the Blue Yeti. It has that silver look that, and it works really well too. So highly recommend it, getting some basic equipment going. And if you're not into podcasting, there are other ways to kind of do things on social media. Postings. Take a picture of the house that you're listing. Take a picture of yourself, with the closing with your clients, with the just sold sign. Keeping it real, keeping it personal, show a little bit of yourself and getting involved, a school event, right? Those are things that you can post out there and put out there and do it. The only thing is do it consistently.
Yep.
Okay. And a couple of other channels to look at. It doesn't have to be just Facebook. It can be on Instagram, TikTok, right? A lot of people, and I know a lot of people are thinking TikTok, TikTok is a fast and rising, social media channel that is actually what they call aging up. My kids were on TikTok, and now I hear, people in their 30s, 40s are now using TikTok. So that's the aging up piece. Like just like Facebook used to be for kids, and now when my kids hear about Facebook, it's like, oh, that's for old people now.
I know. And I was just talking to a gal this morning, and she's in her mid 40s, and she's like, yeah, I just like to walk and watch TikTok videos. And I'm like,
Oh,
seriously? Like, to say those words out of your mouth make you sound like you're 14 years old. The fact that it's called TikTok, like, is just seriously like, I thought TikTok was a watch. But anyway, but although to be fair, TikTok is not new. It used to be called Musical. And so it's, yeah. And then it kind of dissolved for a little bit of time. And then a Chinese investor bought it and revived it and renamed it. So if you go back and look at Musical, that little music note, that's the old logo from Musical. Yeah.
Okay.
And it used to be all about short videos of people doing music stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me ask you, do we want to go deeper into Facebook paid stuff, or we want to keep it for next one?
We could do that for the next one. I do want to kind of touch on real quick about Google PPC real quick.
Okay.
Because we all know that Google is the largest search engine in the world right now, and they have the largest audience. And so if you want, because there's a difference between, like, call them push ads versus pull ads. So your pull ads are ads you put in Google because you're already on Google.
Yep.
And then you see an ad, and most people don't even see the ad. That's why it's really small. And they click on that and draws them in because they're pulling you from what you're already doing in. Whereas Facebook is a push ad where they are purposefully pushing the ads in front of you, the full ad, and they're trying to get you to be disrupted from you doing something else and then pulling you into the ad. So, however, PPC is more expensive because they are redirecting you from, like if you're, and the other thing too is, like, if you're searching specifically, and that's why it's a pull ad, because you're searching specifically for something real estate related, and it's pulling you from flipping through the search to your search because you're at the top of the list. So
I'm going to cover, so those are kind of the paid stuff. I'm going to cover one free related to what you're talking about, Google search or just search engines in general. One thing that you can do for free is doing SEO optimizations, which is search engine optimized websites, right? So what that means is that, you can organically do it for free, but it takes time and effort. The time would be like, making sure your website has all the keywords that people are searching for. So JP, you're a Cheyenne, right? You want to be able to make sure that you have on the website it's SEO optimized so that you have things like Cheyenne homes for sale, Cheyenne homes to buy and things like that, right? Or Laramie County. And those, you write articles and write blogs and things like that. That's your own time. And then you can use that to kind of post onto your website. There's a lot more tricks to it, but I just want to give you another food for thought for some free, or low cost effort type of marketing as well too.
Yep. And as you were saying that, I just thought of two more free search engine optimization things you can do too. The next one is Google reviews.
Yep. 100%.
The more reviews you get, the more rankings you get within Google, because Google wants to promote your business based off of your activity. And then the second one is YouTube videos, because Google owns YouTube. And so another thing that a lot of people don't do, which I think is becoming more popular, is as you're doing your Google search, hit the video tab, and then it'll pull up all of the relevant searches for video, because I think you can get more relevant content that's more actionable by searching for videos.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I thought you were going to mention one other thing. Just
snap! One more. Here we go.
List, okay?
We should have done a top 10 list, Keck.
Oh shoot! This is what happens when we ad lib.
I know.
One more is actually a very quick one. It's a gimme. Is set up your Google business account.
Oh yeah, duh. That
puts you right on the map.
Yep.
Right? When people
100%.
are searching for real estate agents, and if you're not doing this, take 5 minutes to set it up. If you don't know how, you need help, reach out to us. It's a simple thing. I make sure that my clients have it all the time.
So that leads me to the next thing. You get these phone calls. Hello, sir. I am calling to validate your Google business account. Is that a real thing? Like, do they really actually validate your Google business account, or do you?
They do validate, but not by voice. Typically, I've not heard about the voice. But what they will do is send you a little mailer. Google to validate your business, they will send you a little mailer with a little code on it, and then when you get a card, then you kind of enter the code and just punch it into your account, and it validates that you're a legit business.
Gotcha. Because there's I get a lot of third party calls that they're trying to sell you some sort of whatever.
We're far away in the
way off in the Middle East somewhere.
Yeah. Do not get scammed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you heard it from here. Do not get scammed. They mailed the card to validate.
If any of these people look like me or Keck, then you know that it could possibly. Just playing. Don't do that to me. That would get me in trouble. Okay, don't do that. All right.
Whatever JP just said, do not hit unsubscribe.
Yeah, don't hit unsubscribe. Please don't. We are real people. We actually have, fairly decent English accents, or American. There it is.
American.
America. We're going to make America great again. We're going to get flack for that. Don't do
Oh my gosh.
Oh, snap. All right. We
Okay.
probably should wrap this thing up before we get ourselves in trouble. All right. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, please God help you guys, because I hope you got some actionable content out of today. And we do this each and every week. So if you're listening, please give us a 5-star review. If there's any comments or anything that you guys want to hear or stuff you want us to touch on, feel free to DM us. We are going to be on all the socials. I believe, and I just threw this out here, Keck doesn't know this, but I think we're going to have somebody put up a Facebook page for our podcast.
There we go.
See, I just committed first, and we're just going to figure it out later. So, and then we're going to get a YouTube. We're going to have YouTubes. So we'll have that up here coming up in the next couple weeks here. And if you want to get a hold of Keck and his team and learn more about what he's doing over there at Field Notes, just go to fieldnotes.ai. And if you want to know what's going on with me, just go to titanreteam.com and just fill out one of the contact forms there. If you're looking to be a real estate agent in the state of Wyoming, you can also go to our website, wyomingrealestatecareers.com. You can call me 307-772-1184 because I'm not scared as of yet to get my phone number out there. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. We thank you so much. And also make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that alert, and like and share all the things real in the field. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks a lot so much.
Take care.